This is the IQAir HealthPro Plus. The biggest real-life benefit for me has been breathing easier in my home without thinking about it, even during heavy pollen days and after smoky cooking sessions. This is a premium room air purifier for people who care about truly clean air in large spaces. If you deal with allergies, asthma triggers, wildfire smoke, pet dander, dust, or lingering odors, and you want something that feels serious and dependable, this fits that category. It is not a small desk gadget. It is built to handle a living room, an open-plan apartment, or a bedroom where you want consistently cleaner air without babysitting it. The design is very functional in a way that matters day to day. The shell feels solid and well-finished, and the build quality shows up in the way panels fit tightly and the latches click into place. Air is drawn in around the sides, and clean air comes out the top in a smooth column, which helps distribute it across the room rather than blasting you in the face. The top controls are simple, a digital display and a few buttons that do not require a manual every time you want to change something. It rolls easily on casters, so shifting it from a living room to a bedroom takes almost no effort. I also appreciate that the intake path and the filter compartments are sealed. That means air does not leak around the filters, which is a quiet detail. But it is the difference between a purifier that actually cleans and one that just makes noise. Setup is the definition of simple. I took it out of the box, attached the wheels, plugged it in, and set the fan speed. No pairing, no accounts, no app. It has 6 speed steps. At the lowest speeds, the sound is a soft hum that fades into the background. At the highest speed, it moves a lot of air and you will hear it, as you would expect from any serious purifier pushing that much airflow. The controls respond instantly. There is no lag, no strange delay when changing speed. The digital display shows filter life in hours, which I like far more than a vague light that turns red. I can glance down and know how much time I have left on each filter, and that helps me plan replacements rather than waiting for a surprise. The filter system is layered in a way that makes sense. There is a pre-filter that catches the big stuff like dust and pet hair. There is a dedicated gas and odor filter with activated carbon and a chemisorption media that targets fumes and smells. Then there is the main ultrafine particle filter, a medical-grade stage designed to capture particles far smaller than what typical purifiers can handle. Changing them is straightforward. The side latches open, the panels lift off, and the filters slide out without tools. I can do it without fighting spring clips or tiny tabs, and the housing seals back up tightly. That build detail matters because a good filter is only as good as the seal around it. In day-to-day use, it feels like a reliable workhorse. I set a weekly program so it runs quietly overnight, steps up to a medium speed during cooking hours, and then drops down in the evening. The built-in timer lets me schedule those patterns by day of the week and by time, which means I do not have to remember to turn it up or down. There is no built-in air quality sensor, so there is no automatic mode that responds to sudden pollution spikes, but the week-long scheduling is flexible enough that I did not miss it. When I want a quick clean, I tap the speed up button and let it run hard for a short burst. Performance is where it earns its space in a room. On a Saturday morning, I cooked bacon and then seared steak in a cast iron pan. The smell was strong and hung in the air. I set the purifier to its top speed and left it running. Within about half an hour, the heavy smell dropped to a faint hint, and within roughly an hour the air felt neutral again. On a spring day when pollen usually makes my nose itch, I let it run at a low speed in the bedroom for the afternoon and into the night. I woke up without that scratchy throat that I have come to expect when tree pollen is high. During a week of smoky haze drifting in from regional fires, I kept it on a medium speed in the living area with windows closed. The room felt clearer, and the sunshine beam test showed far fewer floating particles. Dust settled more slowly on black furniture, which is always the easiest way to see real change. For a more controlled test, I used a handheld particle counter in front of the exhaust after vacuuming with a non-sealed vacuum cleaner that always leaves a fine smell. With the purifier at a medium-high setting, the fine particle readings dropped rapidly compared to background air a few feet away. I am not chasing lab numbers here, but it was a good confirmation that the clean air coming out of the top is genuinely clean and not just moving the same dusty air around. One specific use case that sold me is bedtime in allergy season. I set the purifier to a low speed about 2 hours before I head to bed, and I close the door. The sound is a soft white noise, and the room feels crisp when I walk in. My eyes and nose are calmer, and I fall asleep faster because I am not congested. If you have pets, another scenario is post-grooming or after vacuuming. I run the purifier at a higher speed for an hour after cleaning, and the room loses that musty dust smell that sometimes lingers after you stir everything up. There are a few thoughtful features that make the experience better in small but important ways. The filter life display shows hours for each stage, not just a generic timer, which means I can replace the odor filter when it is due and keep using the particle filter if it still has life. The week scheduler is flexible and easy to program. The housing is engineered so that everything aligns cleanly when you reassemble it, and there are gaskets around the filters that make a tight seal without requiring superhuman strength. The caster wheels lock into place, and they roll smoothly on hardwood and low-pile rugs, so moving it is not a chore. The whole unit feels designed to keep dirty air from bypassing the filters, which is the whole point of buying something in this class. It is not perfect. At the highest speed, the sound is noticeable. It is a smooth pitch rather than a harsh whine, but if you are in a small room and you need total quiet, you will want to run it at a lower setting or use the schedule so it ramps up when you are not around. It is also large and not exactly light, so you will not be carrying it up and down stairs often. There is no phone app and no automatic air quality response, so if you want a smart home experience with sensors and graphs, that is not what this is. The look is more functional than decorative, which I actually like, but it might not be for people who want something tiny and invisible. Across several weeks of mixed use, the pattern is the same. On low speeds, it disappears into the background and quietly improves the air. When I need a quick cleanup after cooking or during a dusty task like sanding a board in the garage, I crank it up and let it do the heavy lifting. Filters are easy to manage. The build feels tight and Swiss-made quality shows through, and the air feels cleaner in a way that is easy to notice without staring at a readout. So who should consider the IQAir HealthPro Plus? If you have allergies or asthma and you want serious filtration with a sealed design, if you live with pets and dust is a constant fight, or if wildfire smoke and urban pollution drift through your windows and you want to take control of your indoor air, this is an excellent choice. If you prefer a small, design-focused purifier with a phone app and automatic sensors, this is not that kind of product. This is a purpose-built air cleaning machine that favors performance, serviceability, and long-term reliability over flashy extras. I will post full information about the IQAir HealthPro Plus in the comments section. See you in the following videos.